Welcome, everybody, to Spotlight 814. I am your host, Ryan Dolly, and I am here in the studio at CAM with Ken Brundage. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ryan. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Been a while.
Yeah.
And Daniel Stripp.
Good morning.
These guys are the stars of The Woman in Black at PACA. You guys opened last night.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. How was opening?
I thought it went well.
Yeah.
Ken?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's one of those shows where you and I have to remember a lot, and
It's a lot of stuff.
and everything has to go in order, and I think everything fell into place quite well.
I think it went as well as could be expected. I don't think anything that went amiss that I was aware went amiss that the audience really detected.
Yeah.
There's always a new prop shows up, and when you cram a show together that fast, like I'm still getting
days,
props at that point. So
Yeah.
to focus, like, what am I supposed to do? I put the coat on at the wrong time. That was stupid, and then I get preoccupied with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no one could.
Yeah, Brenna and I got a chance to see you guys for your dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we loved the show. Really enjoyed it. So directed by JD Mizikowski
Mm-hmm.
and assistant directed by Char Newport. Tell us a little bit about the show, like the story. Like what? There's a lot happening in this. And it's told by only the two of you.
Yeah.
So
Correct. I mean, basically, it's a middle-aged gentleman, a solicitor who had a harrowing experience as he was settling the estate of an eccentric widow in a remote part of England years and years ago. And it has haunted him ever since. He can't sleep. So he hires an actor to help him tell the story in the hope that that will finally exorcise whatever demons continue to haunt him.
So in the course of that, the actor becomes the Kipps character. Arthur Kipps is the main character. Becomes Kipps, and then the actual Kipps takes over as all the people that he came across during, the experience to tell that tale.
Right.
So I play the actor, so I take over as Kipps, and then Ken has 6 other characters you play.
I believe, yeah.
Something like that.
those are all quick changes.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
throw a scarf on, throw a hat on, different hat, different scarf.
The whole thing is staged so minimally because that's kind of the vibe of it.
Yeah.
It's the actor and Kipps in just a rented space with what they've got around them to try and tell this story. And
Yeah.
so much of it is just beautiful descriptive passages and just the lights and the sound and the ambiance of what we're able to create with basically nothing.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about PACA, the space.
That
area.
space is really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can do so many things in that space.
Yeah, it's remarkably versatile for what is it, maybe a 30 by 30 square.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah, right,
If that,
yeah.
if that,
Yeah.
maybe 20. I don't know how long, but it's neat what
It is
and
really
how
cool.
shows are reimagined. Not even reimagined. I don't know, just what they become when you put them in that.
It's just so
Space.
intimate.
Yeah.
It's so intimate.
It's one of those terms we throw around a lot when we talk about venues.
Yes.
But
Oh, it's
that
an intimate
really is
space, but
intimate.
it really is.
It
They're
really
right
is
there.
intimate.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're like on people's laps, basically.
Front row will
Yeah.
get wet. Yeah.
So The Woman in Black was originally a 1983 gothic horror novel by English writer Susan Hill. Then it became a television film based on it.
What year was the television film? Do you have
That was 1989.
Okay.
And the screenplay was by Nigel Neal. And then in 2012, there was another film adaptation, and that was starring Daniel Radcliffe.
That's the one that everyone seems to
I
know.
have not
That's
seen
the
it.
one. No.
No.
We watched it in preparation and having some familiarity with the script. There are some right out of the book lines from that. Obviously, it's a much more grandiose production. It's not the minimalist style of the play itself, but it seems pretty true. I mean, if you're going to make something like that into a film, they did a pretty accurate job.
Okay.
I would say, yeah.
I'll have to check it out. The book was then adapted to a stage play, which you guys are doing, by Stephen Mallerat in December 1987. And it started off as a low-budget production for like a new Christmas play in Scarsborough. And it turned out to be so successful that it ended up in London's West End 13 months later,
Wow.
in January of 1989.
It ran forever.
And it ran forever.
25 years, I think, over
Yeah.
13,000 performances. Yeah.
Second longest running play in history of the West End after The Mousetrap.
I wish I could have seen the Scarsborough production of that, like the original, just out of workshop stage.
Yeah, like I'm sure it was like super intimate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was like such a small
I wonder
production.
what it grew into, because it's still not a giant production.
No, it's
No.
not.
No.
It was just two guys talking
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to really enjoy it.
Oh,
'Cause-
thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
I like it when people keep their expectations
Surprise.
low.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
I don't know. It's just like one of those things for me. Like you see, it's like it's only 2 actors. It's going to be a lot of dialogue. It's going to be a lot of talking.
Yeah.
There was a lot more action and a lot more going on than I anticipated happening, and it kept my attention, and
Awesome.
I enjoyed it a
Great.
lot. So tell us a little bit about the experience, like working with Josh and Char and with each other.
Yeah, it was all new for me. Never worked with Dan or Josh, so it's been great. It really has, especially it's
Good, because you're really hard to read, Ken.
No, I loved it. Especially it's been I think 4 years since I
We were
been
talking
in
about
the-
that. What was the last show that you were in? What was the last thing people saw you in?
The last thing people saw me in, I don't know if this counts, but Mark's in Soho, which was kind of a live streamed one-man show that we did from the PACA stage. We did have an audience with big plexiglass walls.
And this was
surrounding
during the
stage.
COVID
This was
time.
during the COVID time.
Yeah.
And then right before that was Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which was like right before everything
Okay.
shut down.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see you back on stage.
Yeah,
That's great
It's
to be here.
been a long time.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed seeing you up there, as always. And Daniel, we love you in Pippin.
Thank you.
You were fantastic.
That was really fun.
It's a quick turnaround after Pippin.
It really was. I dragged my feet trying to learn any of the dialogue because I only have so much storage space up there.
Right,
So I
yeah.
didn't want to start losing Pippin so I could fit Woman in Black in. So it was, we figured about a month. We got,
Yeah.
just over 4 weeks, we got to put all of this together. And then even during Pippin, when, and the poster for Woman in Black went up halfway through the Pippin
Right.
run. So then people are like, oh, you're in the next thing. Oh. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in it with Ken Brundage. And every time I said, I'm in it with Ken Brundage, everyone's like, ooh.
Ooh,
So
Ken.
your name, your reputation preceded you, sir.
I don't know what that means,
I
but
hope he's cool, and he sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
Ken is he's a machine. I got the first 16 pages and I was off book and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And Ken had the script for a while and he was just working off the script because that's his style. Then one day Ken shows up and he's got the whole thing, and his Act 2 stuff is just page after page of relentless chunks, just paragraph after paragraph as I'm flailing around on the stage. Like I'm doing a lot of miming and business, and Ken is just going through, just chewing out words like crazy, and I don't know how he does that.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
I don't either.
Yeah, you just black out.
Don't
and
ask
just
how
keep-
the magic happens.
just
What's your
appreciate
line?
it, yeah.
just,
I appreciate
for
it.
sure.
I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, but Ken will sit there and listen to us all go on and on about where the lights should be and how we should do this effect, and we all get back under control. And he steps back up onto his chest over there, holds up his lantern, and keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
So the show, it's not like, it's not a typical Halloween show, but you do get a couple of jump scares in there. There was one in particular, and I won't ruin it, but
Well, off mic, I
Brenna-
want to know which one it was because we're curious which one
Yeah.
works. Because there's things that don't seem to be working. Like
'Cause-
people aren't turning around when you should turn around. Like,
sure, yeah. There was one that Brenna audibly went,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
and I kind of reacted too, but I didn't audibly do it. But you get a couple of good jump scares in the show.
It's not campy. It's not
It's not.
gory. It's
No.
not.
Yeah.
It's. I think you said it best when it's the things that you don't see. That
Yeah. You
That are-
think you see,
or, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to not put it right out there in front of you and just kind of let your imagination take it and run with it is
Yeah.
working well for us. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to kick off the spooky season at PACA.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
it's not the campy stuff. It's a well-told story by 2 great actors, and I definitely recommend it. So get out there, PACA 1505.org,
1505.org.
Yeah.
and get your tickets. You can get them at the door too, but it's recommended to get them early. And now we're going to jump into something a little different. This is Ryan Reed's Reddit. All right, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to decide who's the asshole here. All right, this is from Am I the Asshole subreddit. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend to drop his fake accent? All right, Daniel, this one made me think of you.
Oh, why?
So when I met you after the show, you were still speaking with your British accent.
I get stuck in there.
Yeah. So, okay, the original poster is 29, male, and his boyfriend is 24, male, and he's an aspiring actor. Both men. He wants to act full-time, but he still relies on odd jobs to pay the bills. He was recently cast in a play and is super excited about it. So am I. I want him to succeed. It's a staging of Midsummer Night's Dream in one of our local theaters, and since it's Shakespeare, he wants to use a British accent. I don't know if it's just his decision or if it's the decision that was given to the whole cast. I haven't seen the play yet because they're all still in rehearsals. The thing is, he now uses his fake accent all the time, for practice sake, I guess. At first, I thought it was amusing, and it didn't really bother me at all. But today we were having a more serious conversation. It wasn't about us. It started with me sharing my concerns about my mother's upcoming surgery. And he kept talking to me in this British accent. I asked him to drop it because it was distracting, and I felt like he wasn't treating the subject with the seriousness that I felt it deserved. He reacted as if I was implying that his work wasn't serious, which is not what I meant at all. He took it as if I was not being supportive. I also might have asked him to drop his silly accent. I don't remember using those words, but I'm sure I used them, which made him believe I was criticizing his efforts. So am I the asshole?
Well, the author never says whether or not it's a good accent. So if it's super cringy, and they've been enduring this for an unknown amount of time, but I don't know. I know what I think, Ken. What do you think? Which one's the asshole?
Yeah, I'm saying the original author of the post is not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, I agree. I think the guy learning the accent is in the context of the important discussion of my mother's health. That's drop the accent.
Yeah, let's drop it.
And then to make it about himself was
Also,
authentically actorish of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to know when to drop it, especially if he's probably going like Cockney or something.
Something obnoxious, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm picturing. But
And the Dick Van Dyke version of Cockney, too.
Yes.
It's not even good.
Yeah.
everybody on Reddit said not the asshole.
Yeah.
They agreed with us. So I haven't had one that has been the asshole yet. So I need to find one. I need to find
Where
an
the
asshole.
author is.
Where the author is the asshole. So not the asshole. And we're going to take our Warner Books coffee break real quick. And then we're going to come back and go live on Facebook. And we're going to do our What's on 814, talk about the Woman in Black a little bit more, and what else is going around in Erie and around Erie. So we will be right back. And welcome back from our Warner Books coffee break. I just had a vanilla pumpkin latte.
Pumpkin spice.
It's like
No.
vanilla pumpkin latte.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm in the studio today with Daniel Stripp and Ken Brundage, and they are starring in PACA's production of The Woman in Black. Tell us a little bit about The Woman in Black.
The
What
Woman
can
in
we
Black
expect?
it's a two-person show that takes place, and it tells the story of Arthur Kipps and what he went through as a young man that has haunted him his whole life. And now that he is trying to purge himself of that memory, he hires an actor to kind of give him help telling his tale.
There you go. I was just trying to get that off my dumb face.
So Ken and I play those two characters, and it's spooky.
It is.
It's a lot of imagination, a lot of just inference and description, and being in the moment. It's a
Right.
amazing lights and sound.
Yeah, Dave Schroeder.
Dave Schroeder, Dig It Dave, I believe as he's known in his media world.
Yeah.
There is so much light and sound in this show that his character is referred to. Like he is part of the actual cast. And we're lucky enough to have him come down and be able to take bows with us, because it is...
Yeah.
When Dave started putting his pieces into this, it just absolutely changed the whole show.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
We fawn over him all the time about it, but it is
Yeah.
really, really remarkable.
It is.
Well, like you guys just said, like without him, it's just two guys talking
It
on a
was
stage.
so flat. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, the show's great. Brenna and I really enjoyed it. We saw the final dress rehearsal, and we loved it. A couple jump scares in there, and I think you guys will like it. So definitely get your tickets. Tell us where they can get tickets at. It's
PACA1505.org. You can get them on the door, but at the door rather, but best to go to the website and order them ahead of time.
That's right. And fill up the seats for these guys. They deserve it. They put in a ton of work, and It's not easy to memorize all those lines.
It was quite a bit of dialogue.
Yeah.
It is.
It continues to be quite a bit.
Continues to be a lot of
will-
stuff to keep in
A
my head.
lot of
and
words.
I don't know what's going to happen in the week in between.
Yeah.
How much will still be there, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the
So you
show
guys
might
come
degenerate from
Thursday
here
and
on in. So
find
come,
out.
come tonight. Yeah.
You get there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know how much of the show's going to be left. You guys run 3 weekends,
Correct.
8 performances total, so 7 more. And you opened last night, and you run through October 20th.
Correct.
Yeah.
Next weekend we are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the final weekend we're performing. It is Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee.
So get your tickets. Kick off the spooky season, with a fun show and some great acting. And you guys really enjoy the show. The Woman in Black, go see it. Do it. We're going to talk a little bit about Broadway in Erie, because they are one of our sponsors as well. And we're going to be interviewing somebody from the cast of Dear Evan Hansen next week sometime.
Ooh, I'm going
Very
to that.
cool. Yeah.
So
Got
they'll-
tickets.
Yeah, they'll be coming through October 15th and 16th. And then the cast of Elf, which will be next month. That's November 12th and 13th. They just added that. Pretty Woman is coming in
Where can I
January-
see these shows?
What's that?
Where can I see all these shows?
This is at the Warner Theater.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty Woman is January 8th and 9th. The Cher Show is February 25th and 26th. The Addams Family is March 17th and 18th. And Ain't Too Proud is May 23rd and 24th. So it's a really good season.
That's a good list.
season,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's on 814? We just talked about The Woman in Black. So get your tickets for that. That's at PACA. And the Station Dinner Theater right now is doing the 43rd annual Canterbury Feast, and that runs through November 23rd. Erie Playhouse is opening Sweeney Todd. Speaking of Sweeney Todd,
Yeah.
the last Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Ken Brundage was Sweeney Todd. What year was that?
2011.
2011?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a great show.
It is a great
Love that show. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see it.
Who was your Mrs. Lovett?
Tricia Yates, the mother of the current Mrs.
Get out.
Mrs. Lovett.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
Like she's
Me
gonna be
too.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
So that runs October 11th to the 27th, and then Barrow Civic Theater out in Franklin is doing Annie, and that closes tomorrow. And it's Apple Fest out there, so it's a good time to go out to Franklin, catch Annie, see the kids. Good time. And the Academy Theater is doing the Rocky Horror Show, and that is running for a month. A whole month.
You have to go to that
Yeah.
traditionally. Like you have
You
to
have
go
to.
see.
You have
yeah.
to, and it's a
Wherever it
fantastic
goes up.
cast.
Yeah.
They run until October 26th, so definitely check them out. And we're gonna have somebody from that show on next week or the week after. But yeah, that's what's on 814, and these guys are on at PACA. So
That's us.
the Woman in Black
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
just like us.
looks just like us. So let's give them one more final pitch for the Woman in Black.
It's spooky. It's well paced. It's different than a lot of shows you're going to see, especially straight plays. Even if you're not a straight play person, maybe you're just a musical person. But this play has a lot going for it, just as an expression of creativity and just it's such a good story.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Just your quintessential ghost story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky house, things that go bump in the night. All
Totally
that
rated
good
G,
stuff.
good for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no swearing.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So check it out. Get out there to PACA, fill up those seats. And that's all for today. We will see you guys next week on Spotlight 814, Erie's local theater podcast. Bye.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.